All right.
Wow. Check. Go.
Check. Oh, yeah, check. You know what? 150 episodes in, we finally nailed it. Sound check.
Check has been checked.
What'd you plan for episode 150, Jeff?
Oh,
Probably
boy.
should have did something
Big
about that.
things. Talk about an anniversary show. Boy, there's going to be special guests. We're going to have a big contest. And maybe a few surprises along the way.
Who knows? Better tune to the end to find out.
Right. Those
Here's
things
a
are
surprise.
all things that could happen. Special guests. Massive giveaways. Announcements for the future. Sponsorships. All those things could happen.
Here's a shocking surprise.
What?
I did not get the betting information ready. I should have thought about that yesterday. But, you know, people, we can make our bets. People don't need to have
I know
updated
one
every
thing
week.
that happened in the bet, and we'll address it.
One thing that happened what?
One thing that happened with one of our bets.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What a teaser. And that's what you call
Stay
after 50,
tuned.
150 episode. A teaser.
Your old souls with the past still pretending. Strangely familiar like a tune we both know. Living the reruns from a long time ago. Levels we cleared and the battles we lost. 20 years gone, but we still count the cost.
Yeah. I'm wearing my favorite punk shirt today, as you can see.
Oh, there it is.
That's my callback to one of our episodes.
Right.
Out
Probably
of all
in
the
the first
episodes
20.
we did, this was one of them.
No, that couldn't have been in the first. Yeah.
Our Creed versus Nickelback debate.
Yeah.
That's a relic of the past. Let me know. Here's a contest. Best comment wins this shirt. Unwashed.
Oh, yes. Wow.
There
It's
it is.
already
There's your
coming in
contest.
hot.
There's
Best
your contest.
comment wins the Creed election shirt.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Let's go.
At least Creed will win
You gotta
something.
give.
Because they didn't win that debate. How?
Really? I don't even remember how that went.
Well, let's just say it involved a lot of Juno awards won by Nickelback. So I think
True.
that was
One of
pretty
these
clear.
bands dominates Canada. I saw, for some reason, on my YouTube algorithm, a short of Mark Tremonti in a suit singing Christmas carols. That's where he's at now in his career.
I also got that in some sort of algorithm. So I don't.
Yeah.
I had to double take because I'm like, that looks a lot like Mark Tremonti. And I'm like, Mark Tremonti's singing. He's the guitarist for Creed. I'm like, I didn't know Mark Tremonti had such a majestic voice. I knew he had like solo projects that he sang on, but I didn't realize he was literally like a church-going songbird.
Yeah, he's really into Christ's birthday, apparently.
Good.
Well, because I saw him, and in the banner you can see, I was like, wait, that's a big banner of his name. Like, this is intentional. He's meant to be here doing this. It's like,
He's doing this on purpose. Is this
that's the
AI?
thing. Yeah.
Is this how AI works?
It's a classic move. Once your career goes belly up, you start to appeal to the Christians. Once you go Christian, they will back you. That's a horde you want to get
That's
involved
true.
with. They will support you through all of it. It's all good. Just say, yeah, I am God fearing, and I'm gonna sing about it.
Yeah.
A song about it. Want to hear it? Here goes.
Like to here you go. That's it. So do you think anyone could change their career into any musician could change their career into a Christian brand musician and still be successful? Like, do you think that's like kind of like what more artists should look into, is being like, well, I'm
yeah.
not blowing up the pop or rock charts anymore. So what I'm now going to do is put out a religious album and just see how the sales go from that.
Yeah, because people that buy that don't care about the quality of the album.
Right.
They care about the quality of your soul. And if you say that you are a follower of Christ, they will jump onto it. And this isn't political or this is just factual information. This is the way it works. Ever hear of a little guy named Kirk Cameron?
do.
His
I
career
have
was
heard.
dead 30 years ago, but he still makes movies because
That's
people
a
who
good-
love Jesus
that is a really
love
good
Kirk
point.
Cameron.
Yeah?
It's like,
Yeah?
he should not be in it. Yeah, Candace Cameron Bure.
Yep.
Ever heard of her? You know? Mm-hmm. I mean, you know who she is, but I'm just saying. Okay, somebody's got to say it.
It's like a
All right,
license to print
don't crucify
not a
me,
lot of
okay?
paper, but some paper. It is a license to print some paper.
Yeah.
Enough paper.
Who should wow, who's in that turn right now? Like what if Slayer went full Christian? Wouldn't that be something? Is that
I think that'd be big. Ghost would be another one. I think that would be
Oh,
real
God.
quality.
Yeah.
I mean, they already have like the wardrobe.
Yeah.
Just maybe some color changes.
it's okay. My
Okay.
card that blocks my camera normally just fell down.
So, folks, all of a sudden I just
this is
saw
the other
this like
side.
blue haze fall in front of the camera. I'm like, I have no idea
Guys,
what that
if you
was.
want to switch to Spectrum and save,
Did I
call
say
this number.
sponsorships? What? They're falling out of the sky.
I don't use Spectrum and I never will. But if you would like to, here's a number for it. I don't even know how I got. I just needed something that was like light enough. It's like a piece of paper, and I just can block my camera. You know, when I don't want the government to spy on me when I'm losing at video games. I don't want them to see me like that.
I think their next commercial should just be people smiling at the camera and being like, I'm playing video games. I'm on the spectrum. And then someone else is watching movies and they're like, I'm watching movies and I'm on the spectrum. And it's all of that. I think that would be
yeah.
that'd be a great campaign. I would love it. Just roll into it.
This is like the AOL disc from
It is.
1998.
That's a very similar promo vibe. A card that just says call us with a special offer. Oh shit! Did that come in like a cereal box?
I watched a movie this week. We're all
Okay.
over the place. I love it. Happy
Good.
150, everybody.
Yep.
Do you ever see the movie Y2K?
I did
Directed and written by
actually.
Kyle Mooney.
I did see
It's a,
it.
you know, it's a little treat. The concept is that on the eve of Y2K, shit does actually go down, and all the machines turn into like transformer robots assembled from multiple pieces of technology and start killing all the teenagers. It's a romp. It's a real romp. But pretty solid for our age, like callbacks and nostalgia. Because there's a difference between nostalgia and just like factual history. It was a period piece, really. It's the first period piece from like going back to like 1999. And I'm like, they're nailing like some of like the movie starting out with that AOL Instant Messenger. I was like, you got me. I'm just saying for all you millennials that want a piece of that time. It's so. I mean, I don't know if it's a great movie, but it's not a terrible movie.
No, it's not a great movie. Good news, folks. I'll tell you, it's not a great movie, but you're not. It's worth watching. You will have spent the amount of time you need to watch it. You're not gonna probably regret watching it. And for a treat, there is a celebrity who plays himself, and it's delightful.
Yes. Yeah.
It's nonsense and it's delightful.
Didn't see it coming.
No.
But he plays right into it.
But
we'll just
right.
tell you, it's Fred Durst. It's okay.
And it's not a little. It's not a little bit. It's a lot of bit that he's in it, and you're just like, oh, this is gonna keep going like this. But he owns what he is in pop culture, and he just steers right into it, and that's why it works well. It's not even like a too outlandish parody of himself. It's more of just like, wow, this really feels like I bet what Fred Durst would have been like at this time.
Mm-hmm. So pretty solid. I just wonder, like, kids watching it now that didn't grow up then, like, it's sort of like a warped Can't Hardly Wait kind of is what you can think about it in a way.
Yeah, okay.
With more violence.
Can't Hardly
and
Wait
gore.
mixed with like The Faculty.
Yeah. Ooh.
Like that vibe of like horror thriller concept. But yeah, I don't know. I would love to see what a 20-year-old would think of this movie.
All right.
Be very curious.
First 20-year-old to comment on what they think of this movie wins this t-shirt.
Okay.
Wins the overshirt. You can get the overshirt. Never mind. The t-shirt's
the
already up for
overshirt's
grabs.
nice.
The first 20-year-old to comment on
Not a lot of shirts
Y2K
come in that color.
gets the overshirt.
It's brown.
Is this a
for those
90s
that
enough
don't see.
outfit? My brown corduroy button up over a band T-shirt.
Yeah.
That's
pretty
is
good.
It 2 on the nose? Is it 2 on the nose?
Pretty good. 8th grade Jeff would approve, but I would be rocking a flannel over the band T-shirt.
You were a big long sleeve under the short sleeve
I
guy, weren't
did
you?
do the long sleeve tee under the short sleeve tee many, many times. Like that was a
we all
solid staple for middle school Jeff. And some high school too.
What were you gonna? What was the bet? Is it worth talking about? Was there crazy? Number one, congratulations. You guys see back here. I will be defending my title in the playoffs of Pigskin Anarchy. It didn't look good for most of the year, but
Matt, after Thursday night's game, Matt was ready to lose his fucking mind because he was playing the worst team in the fantasy league.
I had a chance to lose.
Who he
twice
lost
to the last place
earlier
team.
in the year, and he was about to come to terms that he was going to miss the playoffs by losing to the worst team twice.
The last place team would have had 3 wins, and 2 would have been against me. I was not.
But he
mentally
overcame
okay.
those very, very small odds and actually is going to win by not much.
Yeah, no, it's not a resounding victory at all. Yeah, but we'll be there. We're in the dance. That's all that matters. Still a lot to be decided tonight, but we'll both be in the playoffs. I'll see you in the playoffs.
We all know I'm a Raiders fan, and the I'm still getting used to it. The Las Vegas Raiders
Oakland.
were in a rough go. Things weren't looking good basically at all for the entire game against the Broncos. As
the field goal. Oh, dude.
And so the Raiders were down 24-14, and they get a first down. And they go and hurry up because they don't have any timeouts left. And they go and they spike the ball. And then they throw another pass and they go up and they go out of bounds. And they set up and they kick like a 40-some-odd yard field goal. And it's good. As time expires, the Raiders manage to come back and lose by only 7 as time expires. However, Matthew took the Broncos minus 7.5 and lost our wager by 1/2 a point, folks. But for those of you that are like, it doesn't matter, you guys weren't gambling. The actual spread, most places closed at minus 8.5. So if the Raiders had just lost like 99 other teams would have in that situation and just lost by the 10, or at least gone for like a touchdown or something, they would have lost by 10 and the bets all would have gone one way. But because they kicked this random, meaningless field goal,
they knew
it went the opposite way as the spread. That
this has got
upset,
shadiness written
I am
all over
sure
it.
Thousands of people lost a lot of money on a stupid random field goal that made no sense.
Why kick if they can't win? All they do is cover the point spread.
Yep.
That's bogus.
It literally made no sense.
Involved.
I'm watching it happen and I'm like, oh no. I go from 10 to 7. I go, I think this point spread was affected. And so I went back and listened to our episode, and that's when I realized.
Sure enough, I did have the Broncos by 7.5, meaning for the uninitiated, I needed them to win by 8.
Yes.
The Broncos to win the bet.
Correct.
But they only won by 7. So that would be a loss. That's why I don't bet money.
And
on
you would have
anymore,
gone
unless I
3
do.
for 3, but you didn't. You went.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm having good weeks then, huh? How about you? Well, you had Cincinnati plus 5.5. That was good, right? Did it end up good?
Plus 5.5 was good. I think that was my only win.
You had Cleveland over Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee won. So lost that one flat out.
And then
I had that Falcons, right?
Over Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle. Unless Atlanta's point spread was 28.5, I did not get that bet because it lost by 28. So yeah, I went
very
1-2,
exciting.
You went 2-1.
Betting aside, fantasy football playoffs are here.
I know.
And this is when I'm one of those teams like in the regular season. I'm just taking I'm just going to the playoffs. I'm not going to waste all my good games on the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know when it's time to turn it on. I'm going to get my guys together and I'm gonna get him to rally or not. If not, I'm not giving up this belt, and nobody can make me.
Wow.
So.
Oh shit. That's
Think you didn't think about that, did you?
someone refusing to relinquish the belt.
Auburn Police Department. I have a crime to report.
There's a
It'll end up
there's
in
a
the smallest
theft
of
I'd like
claims
to
court.
report. I think it's a theft.
Yeah.
And they're going to keep asking, like, well, what's your relation to the theft? My co-host has stolen property of an organization I belong to. Yes, that's the Pigskin Anarchy League. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, the traditional spelling. How was dude, you had a full weekend, huh?
Yeah.
Didn't you have a Christmas party at your house this weekend?
I did.
Was it at your house?
Yeah.
How do you host a Christmas party these days?
Well, you have to have decorations. People expect decorations, but we did have those. It's tough with our house because there's some people upstairs and some people downstairs, so it's kind of like split.
It's not a huge house. No offense.
No,
it's very small.
It's
very small.
It's hard because the front room doesn't really get used. It's people sit in the kitchen at the kitchen table and kind of stand around the kitchen because that's where the food hub is. And then I bring some of the food downstairs because the downstairs area has a little bit more to work with. Some people can sit on the couch or at that bar area that we have now. And the table down there. So we did have college football on. That was a specific request by a couple of the patrons to have the college football games on. Great. Put it in the background. Christmas music was playing. Caveat to that, you are at a party hosted by Jeff Warden, so it was all covers, mostly done by like punk bands and stuff like
Christmas
that.
covers.
Punk and ska Christmas covers.
Okay.
Good news, when you have something like Spotify, that playlist is like 200 songs long. So I don't know if one existed. I built one that I've used for a few years that works for me because it's so thorough. But yeah, it went well. Had some contributions. You have to make food. So the party was at 6. So that's a tough one.
What was the format? Was it also people bring in apps and stuff like that?
So yeah, that's kind of the thing. The good news is you associate with the right people, and a lot of people reach out and are like, hey, can I bring something? Absolutely not expected, but welcomed. Anything to kind of offer different things. So the time of the party was 6 p.m. So it's tough because you're kind of flirting with
40-something party start.
Yeah, you're flirting with dinner time. So people can make the decision, I'll eat before, or like I'll see what they have. But I'm worried about the people that are going to see what we have. So did a crock pot of meatballs. Meatballs with the...
That's the first thing I thought of, meatballs,
Yep. Yeah. Meatballs, great snack, but also hearty enough so if someone didn't rock dinner, they could just shovel a bunch of meatballs on their tray. We also did a classic chicken wing dip, great hot app, great for dipping into your Tostitos bowls and things like that. Again, pretty hearty if you want it to be, but also snackable. Also did pigs in a blanket. Very easy. You buy a couple rolls of crescent rolls, some little smokies, as it were. You get a little egg wash, and you pop those bad boys in when you need them. 12, 15 minutes in the oven at 375. And then we had people bringing extra stuff. We had someone bring sliders, which just need to be popped in the oven. But those were solid. Some ham and cheese sliders really set us over the edge of what we needed for hot foods. And again, someone missing dinner, you getting a solid, nice little warm sandwich.
I cannot talk about it without crying.
That's a hero move. That's a Christmas miracle right there. Bringing like what was on it? Where they was it the patty cheese, the little pickle?
Yeah, it wasn't burger sliders. It was like ham and cheese sandwich sliders. So it was like the little sandwich like from like a Hawaiian roll, and hot ham, cheese. Probably I don't know if it was Swiss cheese or American, and then like a Dijon mustard topper.
I mean, that's fine, but when you throw down the word slider, don't people assume it's a burger? You had me.
I mean,
feel
that's
lost.
the instinct, but I mean, I thought I mentioned. I mean, should I have said ham and cheese slider to not ruin what seemingly ruined your episode? Because you seem dejected
It's
way more
ruined
than
my,
you
it's
should
ruined
be.
my Christmas. It's ruined
Wow!
my Christmas.
Wow! Jeez. All right. No, food for thought. Then other people that asked, after people keep asking for stuff, I'm like, yeah, just bring a dessert item. Sure, bring a dessert item. So we had a good amount of cookies and stuff like that for dessert stuff to put out. And we did also have patrons that went on their own and brought a dip. There was a dip that I had never tried. It was a cranberry dip. That was cranberry, whipped cream cheese, a couple other items I don't remember, and jalapeno. And I'm like, you merged jalapeno and cranberry. Good
I
for you.
like
And
the
it was
sound of
delightful.
That.
It was delightful.
That sounds amazing. It was like goat cheese, or you said whipped.
It was like a whipped cream cheese. It was really good. Put that baby on a Ritz cracker. Very good. Very good. Yeah, we had
I noticed
a
the
taco
party's
dip.
very food heavy.
People want to bring stuff, and you're just like,
Yeah.
okay. Bevies.
What would you do at such a party?
You kind of just chat. It's a chit chat. I mean, that's why you have a football game on. Like, there were some people that stayed upstairs. They were the primary chat people. People, it's like if all
your
you want
major
is
social area
solid
is the
conversation.
basement, right?
Mine is.
That's your major. Yes.
Mine is. I spend most of my time, and I try to once we had X amount of people that were at the gathering in the kitchen, I kind of started nudging people downstairs and being like, hey, let's go downstairs. I will say this. There was an attempt to get a Jackbox game going, and that attempt failed.
Oh.
Yeah.
By you? Did
Oh,
you
yeah.
try to get it
Of course
going?
it was by me. Of course it was by me.
Like probably a few
Which
people
is-
are into it, but you can't actually get it going once you fire it up. Nobody's really paying attention.
Yup.
Okay.
It
yeah.
just never. I got the login screen and just people were like, yeah. I
Which
might play.
game were you going for? Which game did you?
Jackbox survey something. So it was actually different, not the party pack, but I bought this a little while ago. It was on sale on PlayStation, so I'm like, you know what, I'll get that. Unfortunately, no takers. However, I'm thinking that might be something to bring to the bachelor party. Kind of an easy thing. A lot of people can play. So I think I might just bring the PlayStation for that, because that might be a crowd favorite. Or a crowd
A
accepted.
weekend of Jack. Yeah. Well, I mean, would you guys talk about your favorite Christmases, Christmas gifts?
Nope. I don't think that's what a lot
is
of
it. A mix
is.
of
I think
work
it's
people?
just-
Well, you don't really have work. I guess you could.
Right.
Really
I don't
invite-
have work
yeah,
people
so-
unless I set up a Zoom meeting and just set it in the corner. So it's just friends from around here, some Caitlin's family, stuff like that. So
What did you wear? The people.
I
wanna know.
wore a. Actually, you know what?
Is it an Office or Star Wars Christmas sweater?
Neither.
Oh,
I do
okay.
have a Star Wars. I do have multiple Star Wars Christmas sweaters. I have a Grinch sweater that does in fact.
Oh wow, that is nice.
Yeah, it's fancy. It's pretty fancy. So
That's a beauty.
I figure I can get at least another wear out of this, maybe for work or something of that nature.
Yo, what kind of batteries does that take?
Watch, I believe. Probably
You have
watch.
USB charge it.
That would be nice. That would be the real 2025 thing to do, is sell clothing with USB charging.
You know what's crazy this year, unlike any
What
other
is
year,
crazy
is how
this year?
fast it feels like Christmas is coming. Like, I can't believe it's already here, you know? Like, it's never happened this fast. Not last year or the year before. when we
Last year
probably
it very
talked
much
about it.
happened one day faster, but
Yeah,
I get your sentiment, but last year it did happen one day faster.
Oh, man. I was talking to somebody the other day when I was leaving work, and I genuinely mean it. Like, somehow I've been able to get through. Somehow I manage. Somehow I've been able to get through the darkness. I guess because I'm not driving this year home from work, like for a long time, so that probably helps. But I'm like, we're 12 days or so when this comes out, maybe like 10 days away from the winter solstice, which to me is now the greatest day of the year. Only because it's the worst day of the year, and it's only up from there. Like that's where my mind is
like,
now.
the
I don't know if that's
days
healthy.
now get longer.
Like I'm looking forward to it. Like after that day, it only gets better. Like that's rock bottom for the winter. And like if you approach it that way, it's great. It's so good. Like,
Now
I can't wait. I'm gonna sell. Like I want to have a party, like a winter solstice party. Or
when
something.
people are going to chime in and be like, it's only going to get colder or snowier, you're like, but brighter, but longer days.
The days will get longer, and that's where you got. That's where your head's got to be at. Because I don't think about that in the summer when it's like June 20th. I'm not like it's gonna get shorter. I'm not even there. I'm not even there. I'm just I'm riding waves, getting suntans.
Like you're like oh, the day's gonna get a little shorter. That's fine, no big deal. But that's spring. That's spring. What do you call it? Not solstice. Equinox. Thank you. That's spring equinox.
The vernal equinox. Obviously.
Yes, not autumnal. But that's well, actually no, the real MVP is the daylight saving shift, which is March 8th. So mark your calendars for that one. That's the one.
International Women's Day. It's already marked. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
It's already marked.
But yeah, that's the real hero in this all.
Does the heavy lifting. That's true. And you also you went top golfing too, didn't you? Was that your first time this weekend?
No, I've been multiple times in the past. I wish I should go more, but it's very reasonable, especially in the winter. And the costs are very reasonable. It seems.
Duh. Yeah.
But
I didn't even think about that part of it.
First off, I know that in upstate New York they don't really exist, which I still find very weird. Like I know the weather's not great, but I feel like they would be popular at least in spring and fall. But for down here, it's nice because even if it's cold, there's not a lot of snow here. So they have heaters that work phenomenally to the point where I'm like, I am hot. And like my bald head under the heater, I'm like, I should move. Like my head is getting very warm. So like the weather part is not a concern at all. And it's, $40 an hour for the bay. So if you have 6 people and you go for a couple hours, you're paying like $15 a pop. Get some food, some drink, play some games. And I think they do a phenomenal job of bringing people in who know nothing and can do nothing with golf and actually have their video games in the golfing that really make you still enjoy yourself.
I say, do you actually play the game thing, or it's like, oh, now you got to hit the red circle, or do you just hit the ball as hard as you can?
Have you ever done Topgolf?
I have, yeah.
Okay, so like we played the classic game is just right, trying to go for the targets. But all the other games are what you got to play to make people really enjoy playing it, because it just tracks the ball, and you can there's like a Sonic game, and if your ball just goes near this one area, you can hit like all these rings and everything. And so
I never did anything like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you play the alternate games that they have. They have like an Angry Birds game, a Roblox type game. But the Sonic one is my favorite. And yeah, you play games like that and people can drive the ball 250 yards if they want and get points, but they might get the same amount or less points than someone who just dribbles the ball 30 yards out with nothing more than like a foot under it. So I really think whoever developed Topgolf and these additional games really do a solid job of making it fun for people who don't golf.
Yeah, I haven't been. I was in Texas. They had it, so it's weird because I think it does kind of neutralize a good golfer in a way, because it's fun to see like guys who are good at golf try to be good there, because you're like, yeah, you can drive. You're not playing the game. Like you're not. What are you doing? You're just
right.
You're not. This isn't for you. This isn't real golf, bud. This is fake golf.
It's almost weird to see real golfers golfing. Yeah. Like if they want to go and not care about the game, that's fine. But like it is weird when you see someone like really thwack it. You're just like, oh. All right.
This is a pricier driving range.
Right. But
I had a real fun experience this last weekend.
okay.
I think Friday night or Saturday night. One of those nights, I stopped by the local liquor store, the one that's closer to me, Owasco. You know it. Just gonna pop in to get a little old fashioned, a little bullet pre-made old fashioned, and I went in, and there was a customer introducing himself to the clerk, the aforementioned clerk, who back in the day I told a story about his shorts or something like that, and then he talked about my shirt. We had a little banter going back and forth. This guy who's like in his 70s, he's a good guy, but the customer was introducing himself to the guy. He's like, "Hey, I'm Nick," and then I was like, and I walked in, and I was like, "I recognize this guy, the customer. I recognize him because he's my next door neighbor." I was like, we're not friends. Like, we've seen each other a couple times. We've introduced like maybe a few words. We're not like overly formal. Like maybe see like maybe a wave when you park or something like that. That's about the extent of it. He seems like a cool dude, probably right around our age, maybe a little younger. But he would, like, if I had intentions of trying to make a friend, he seems like the type of guy I would do it with. He like does, I don't know, editing or something like that. He's got a vibe, but obviously I'm not in the market for a friend.
But that all being said, obviously I don't reach out to this person as we just talk about seasonal depression and a person who seems like they'd be nice. You're like, but obviously I'm not reaching out to him.
Yeah. And he lives with his wife too. We don't have a lot in common. So when I see him in there, and I was like, so he's introducing himself, like, "Hi, I'm this." So I'm like, "Oh, they're introducing each other." So I was like, "Hi, neighbor." And he walks away and he turns around, going out the door, and I get this, and then walk out. Nothing.
Oh no.
Nothing. So I think it wasn't like it was sort of like I couldn't tell if he thought I was trouble. Well, I was like, "Oh no, that didn't go well." I went to the cashier, the guy, and I was like, "He's really my neighbor. I don't know what to do. It's this guy's really my neighbor. I don't know. It's probably because I was wearing a winter hat. He doesn't see my my receding hairline, so he didn't recognize me. Because with my winter hat, I'm very studly, and the mystery of my hairline is gone.
It's still
like,
but the mystery remains. I could have any hairline.
Yeah. So I was like, I don't know if he just didn't. I mean, again, we're not. I guess, you know what? If I was buying booze, I wouldn't want somebody to come in and be like, "Hey, I know you. You're that guy. I know exactly where you live." That's probably not the kind of vibe you want to put out there.
It is a tough sell to say that aggressively, say hello to someone you really don't know that well, who also might not recognize you. Like, that was a risky move. And as you can see why, this is why it's risky.
Well, I wouldn't if they wouldn't have been shaking hands and introducing themselves, I wouldn't have been all. I was like, "Oh, this is a hello party. I'm here for it. Like, let me put myself out there."
This is a hello party. I love this. People are chatting. I can chat.
Yeah. But then obviously I arrived back. He parks in the street, so I arrived minutes later, and his door was open, and he had his leg out, and I was like, you could tell he was trying to grab his bags and stuff to get out. So I kind of drove by slowly just to see if we would make eye contact. So nothing. And then I turned around, went back and parked, and he was out. He went up to the door, and I was like, "Oh, he's probably waiting so that he can be like, 'Oh, dude, I didn't realize that was you.'" He was not. He was just grabbing all of his belongings and moving on about his life. So I was like, well, that's what I get for trying to do anything. See, Jeff?
Well, hold on. So now I have to move or never come out of my house again.
Yeah. I'm never going to talk to anybody ever again.
No, you have one more. You kind of, like, next time he's out, you go like, "Hey man," you don't say like, "Oh, that was me 3 weeks ago at the liquor store. Remember, I think you didn't recognize me because you stared at me weird and you made me uncomfortable and I made you uncomfortable." Like, don't say that, because I know that's kind of what you want to say. But what you just do is you go like, "What's up, Nick?" and use his name, and then see how he responds.
Nicholas.
Nope.
It's been a while.
Nope, don't do that.
I could see this blossoming into a really good friendship, though. You know, that's a funny story, isn't it? Like we'll look back on it, you know, when we're hanging out together with our wives. I've got a lot to do. I've got a big to do.
I have a lot to do to make this work. I don't know if I should work on the wife and then be friends with Nick, or if I should be friends with Nick and maybe Nick will introduce me to my future wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt, you got a lot to think out. It's a
Does
good.
your wife
it's good
have
to have
any
a goal.
sisters? Yeah.
It's good to have a goal.
Yeah. We're okay. It'll be okay.
It's fine.
Never mind.
It's fine. It's fine.
You know what? Make it 2 old fashions. I'm okay. I'm okay. Can you open that for me?
Do you want to hang out later?
Yeah.
To the guy at the liquor store.
You remember you talked about my shirt and I talked about your shorts that one time and we had something going. It was the thing. 1 old fashioned, 2 straws, please.
Just to make sure, and you're certain this was your neighbor, right?
Yeah. Well, I definitely was even going in. And then when he introduced himself and he said, "I'm Nick," I was like, I knew it.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
Nick. I should have did Heidely Ho neighbor. That probably would have been more
Nope.
friendly. Well, then I can imagine he didn't know who was coming in. He's like, "Am I talking to the register dude or him?" Like, why would you ever expect somebody to come in and say that? You wouldn't.
Yeah.
He's just trying to buy a bottle of wine and go about his day. And got a little scared. It's like, I don't want to live next to that guy. It's, it's a real hoot.
It's tough.
But what I take from it is never give up. Never give up.
That's something to
Say
take
hello.
from it.
That's my default. I mean, even at work, when people are looking at me, I just say hello. I'm like, hello, hi, howdy, hello. That's it. I don't know why. Maybe it makes their day. Maybe it doesn't.
I'm still struggling on how to give casual hellos, like, and not sound weird to me. Hello.
I think it's
hate that.
weird to try to like have a conversation.
No, I'm just
You do
saying
a head nod?
hello or
Head
hey
nod?
or hi or anything. Like I
yeah.
really struggle with what is best for passing.
Sometimes I'll really throw somebody for a loop when I give them a good evening or a good afternoon. Good afternoon. That's more for employees. I'll do that because they're really like everybody says morning or but nobody throws out a good afternoon. You know.
No, because you're really only giving pleasantries on the first time you see them for the day. However, I applaud that that's your thought because, by the time you hear the third, like, good morning, it feels like, remember like when like you used to have class in the morning, like in high school, and the teacher would be like, good morning. And you're like, like as a kid, you're like, do I have to fucking say it back?
Good morning.
Like, not to like the class like that now where everyone goes like, good morning, Mr. Patterson. But more of just like I never liked, actually I don't like it on Teams virtually. When people are just like, good morning. I just I do like I send a Scott Hall gif. I do the, hey yo. That's how I greet people in the morning. Hey yo. But I hate good morning, GM. It's not my style. I do want people to have a good day, and it's a pleasure
GM?
to see them. But like, I don't like saying good morning. It's just not my style.
I'm more of a morning.
Okay.
I just like to acknowledge that it is morning, without.
See, I'd rather
describing my feelings on it.
I'd rather know people's names and just say, hey, and then their name. That's how I would like to acknowledge people in the morning.
Hello.
And if you're a stranger,
Hello. Hi.
maybe you don't.
Hello.
Maybe you shouldn't be acknowledged. Maybe that's just it.
Question. Well, so the reason, I had to start a little bit later after work, which is not that late, but we had a meeting after work, like at 5, and we have some people in a meeting, and it kind of blows my mind that people can sit in a meeting and like not really pay attention, like they're 12 years old, and like be talking to somebody like audibly, and you can hear them even though something else is going on. And I don't know if it's like an ADD thing or whatever, but the person is probably, they can be like, I don't know, in their 50s, and like they've still never kind of grown out of that. It's kind of a bizarre thing to not really listen to the people that are talking and to just be in your own world during a meeting where you have a vested stake in it. So I don't really get it, but is there a version of that in the Teams world that you ever experience?
Of
I
just
guess
not paying
people
attention
can't
to
really
meetings?
type crazy. Yeah. Or like, but I guess in the real world or IRL, it's like talking, like having a conversation with somebody during a meeting that everybody can still hear. Or like just being like ADD in a meeting, even though you're like maybe a high-ranking manager or something, and you just kind of like aren't really listening to the person talking, or you're like looking at your cell phone. And you're not really.
Oh, I
engaged
think
in
it's
the meeting.
I think it's
Kind of
way
thing.
worse because you can be off camera. So
But do people know? I guess, but it's when it's that's what's crazy is when you're in a meeting in real life, you can see that person and hear that person doing that. But I don't know if there's any way of doing that in the team setting.
I think generally it depends. If people know what kind of meeting they're going to go into, they know how much they can invest or not invest into it. What I mean by that is if it's a team meeting with 10 or less people, you know you have to pay attention because it's probably going to be more casual, which involves more people being on camera and more people just kind of chatting off mute, maybe a little bit in the chat. If you're talking in the range of 10 to 50 people, still probably going to be some involvement. A lot of my classes that I'm doing are 10 to 30 people in it. So people are aware that if it's an instruction class, they are likely to participate because we set that premise for people that if there's a class meeting, you will be expected to like raise your hand. So we'll ask questions expecting people to raise their hands. And we'll actively ask for it, or we'll ask people to put opinions in the chat, and people are eventually become comfortable chatting in the chat. So again, some investment of those people, but you're still losing some because if they don't have to be on camera and they know it's instructional, so it's just going to keep going through the process, people can fade into the background and remember and basically check out. Over 50 meetings with over 50, and you're talking, I've been in meetings that have had up to 1,000 people in them. You'll have some people pay attention, but we're talking probably 80% of that class is 50% or less invested into this meeting. So you just kind of deal with it.
Yeah. Whenever I'm on a Teams meeting or like a training thing, I'm tuned out though. I mean, usually I'm with my coworker or I'm like on my phone for sure. Like they never ask anything of anybody.
Oh yeah, side chats with people that are also in the meeting are absolutely aplenty. I'm guilty.
Remember one time like a year ago, I had to do like a Teams meeting for my role, and it was like involved like I don't know 50 people, and I was up late the night before. So I just did the meeting from home, and by that I mean I put my laptop on next to my bed and stayed in bed and listened, and then like maybe 2 hours in, they were like, okay, we're going to do breakout groups. And I heard that. And then all of a sudden they were like, and Matt, what did you think about that? And I was like, oh no. I was like, and this is when I was new in my role. So I just did, honestly, it's just, I'm very new to this role. So it's just really nice to hear people that have experienced it. I'm just kind of absorbing it right now, just taking it all in. So I don't know if I have, I'm definitely not the expert here, but I appreciate hearing, one of those kind of like bullshit answers.
That's a really solid deferment.
Holy shit.
Though.
I was like, oh my God. I was like, I am unshowered and eyes closed.
You have to be more proud of your own performance there than if you actually gave a legitimate answer, having heard the conversation.
Mm. Yeah. So I was like, oh, thank you. And I was like, oh God, thank God.
Because I'll tell you this, if I was running a meeting and someone said that, whether it's an actual student in a class or someone participating in a meeting I was running, I would actually probably buy into that. And I would go, okay, you don't want to express your opinion, even though I would interpret that as you have been listening, but you're really unsure of yourself and therefore not confident enough to speak in a public setting. And I would let it go. So that's chef's kiss. That's a legitimate answer. I'm telling you, that's an acceptable answer.
Nice.
Yes.
Touché, salesman.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then I had another person that works in the division chatted me on it later. Like, how are you enjoying the training? And I was like, oh, I can't tell.
So good.
It's on to me. I was like, it's such a great training.
Good.
It's very good. It's very good.
You should have said it in that tone. It's very
so
good.
good.
It's very, very.
I don't want it to end. I was going through. I think last week we went through. I maybe showed some of my notes that I have written in my phone.
Sure.
And I found one that I guess I kind of want to like visit with you.
Okay.
I was maybe thinking about things that I was scared of as a child. One was I was deathly afraid of the Unsolved Mysteries, the show. Like I hated that they were unsolved, and I thought they would come into my window. And
First
murder
things
me.
first.
So
Why are we talking about them if they're unsolved?
Yes.
Why aren't we doing
Yes,
something
yes.
about
Please
it?
solve them before we broadcast them. I'm a child. But I remember like apparently I must have like weird when it got hot and humid in the summer because we didn't have like AC in my old Nelson Street house, the kindergarten house. So I had like maybe a box fan or something that was trying to move
Do
the
the heavy
air in the
lifting.
upstairs. But I would wake up like sweaty sometimes, and I feel like I had like a fever dream once, and it terrified me because I woke up and I was looking at the floor, and it all looked like worms were on the floor. It was like I was acid tripping or something like that, and I never really recovered from it. I don't know. It was a kind of, or I never really, I guess, I don't know, but I don't know if it was the shape of the lighting coming in. And the fibers of the carpet, but it really, to me, looked like my bed was surrounded by worms on the floor and I couldn't go anywhere. Like earthworm style worms or that size. And it really it scarred me enough to where I still remember it at 42 years old.
Yeah.
And what was
Now,
funny is...
Did you ever talk about it with like your parents, or did you like keep it inside and then you're like, now it's too late. I've missed the window.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't talk in the Jones household about feelings. We didn't back then. I didn't know how to. We don't do that. I mean, a nightmare otherwise would have turned into like full on crying, shrieking, running into the parents' bedroom. But the thing is, I couldn't do it. I can't step on the worms. That's terrifying. I can't do that. I don't even know how I fell back asleep, but in the morning they weren't there. That reminds me of...
Hold on. I have to say this. You just triggered like a nightmare I had like two days ago.
That's what I wanted to know. Okay.
You ever had those? But hold on, have you ever had these instances where suddenly you remember like a nightmare? Like obviously we remember them when we first wake up, but then they always fade. But then something happens and you go like, why did this recall it? Okay, I think this was 2 nights ago. I remember it had nothing to do with a full dream, but I was, I think, laying off to like the side of a bed or on a couch. And I remember I was like laying like this with like almost like my left arm across my chest to my upper right shoulder. And I was like laying like that, and something came and like almost like reaching out from under me and like mimicking their arm across mine. And I remember like in my dream even like hearing like a growling sound and like slowly turning, and I woke up, but I was still kind of picturing all of that. I don't think I physically saw a hand, but I felt like even when I was awake, I felt like there was this weird arm that like grabbed my arm. And as I like woke up, I remember looking and being like, can I move? And I think for like 2 seconds I had like sleep paralysis where I was awake. And
that is
couldn't
sleep
move.
paralysis. Yeah.
And then I was able to like, I hate it though, because I was like conscious that I was awake and that nothing could have been happening. But in the 2 seconds that it took me to really sell myself on that, I was like just stuck like that. And then all of a sudden I'm like, and I moved my hand slowly off my chest and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I only remembered this because you just talked about having a weird dream. But this happened within the last 2 days, 2 or 3 nights.
That's like, I mean, is that your first bout?
Yes,
I think that's sleep
I've
paralysis,
never
right?
dealt with concepts like that until this, because I remember waking up and being like, I think that was what people call like sleep paralysis, but I've never dealt with something like that before.
I'm in danger.
Yeah.
I had it once when I lived in Austin, in one apartment, and it was like crazy. Like I was up, I was straight up awake, like in my bed, like looking up around my room. I was awake, and then there was a figure that was coming in through the door that was open. It was just a dark, nothing like, not a real defined thing, but it just walked up to me and it kept going. I was laying there and I couldn't move. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God. And when it got to me, I woke up because it's so crazy when you can feel it. I still have dreams like that, especially if like when I wake up at like 4 in the morning or something like that, and I still got a couple more hours to go, I'll throw on a podcast or something to fall asleep to. But then my brain just fully is immersed in the podcast, and I'm in it. So
it's full
I'm
chaos
doing
mode.
the thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is. It's like osmosis of like the podcast in my brain, and it's like I'm living in the podcast that's happening. Or I'll have people in my life that I know that they're just saying the words that I hear in the podcast. So I'm full on dreaming, where it's like I actually am fully asleep, but I feel like I'm fully awake, kind of shit.
Yeah.
And I kind of like it. I don't know why. If I'm actually asleep, I love it. I don't want to be awake. I don't want to not get rested, but I fucking love that. And then waking up and be like, holy shit, that wasn't Jeff just talking about the Detroit Red Wings. I swore it was. I swore it was him giving his quarterly review on the start of their season. Right. I didn't see that.
Yeah. I've had very weird amount of success with like recalling dreams in the past. I've dreamt in sepia tone once. That was the one from like when I was like probably, if I'm thinking correctly, probably like 10 to 12 years old. I remember it was like a weird like situation where it was almost like in a backwoods type, like a town. I lived in like a town, but it was kind of like what I picture a town to be in like the aughts or something like that. Like, and I remember there was like kind of there was like a kiddie pool sized like puddle or like dugout swimming pool area that I was in, and then I remember there was a salamander person, a person who looked like a salamander, and then I interacted with them.
People?
Nothing. Like, yeah, but like I don't remember there was anything negative or like violent that happened, but it weirded me out to talk to them, and then I woke up. But I can picture this one still image in sepia tone or sepia. I just don't know how to pronounce that word.
Nobody does.
But oh, good. Whew. And that's one of them. But the most reoccurring one is being in a situation where it's the end of the semester and I have a final that I have to go to and I didn't go to class. That is a dream nightmare that I've been having for over 20 years. I don't think I've had it in recent years, but that's one that plagued me for decades. And I think it had a lot to do with the guilt of like how I handled my college and everything like that. And it crippled me for years. I would have that nightmare, and it made me so depressed for the longest time because it would just keep happening.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, I know, but like worms,
Dude,
am
that
I right?
sucks. That sucks. Jeez. Dude, TMI.
Jeez.
All right, that's a good segue to gambling.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
So we're gonna have. We don't know. We're roughly close to each other in the score. Or you think I went 2-1 last week?
You went 2-1, I'm pretty sure, and I went 1-2, and you won the heads up.
Wow. So that would put me at 18-21.
Okay.
And you at 14-24. So we got like a 4-game difference. You're gonna have to start making up some ground here.
And I'm only 1 up on you in the heads up. No.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
You're gonna have to eat a hot pickle.
Do I have to start?
Let's
I think
see.
I start, and you pick the
You
antithesis
do.
of mine.
I choose.
Yeah.
I do. I choose the last.
Okay, so I'm going to start. I tried
For week
kind of getting
15.
a jump on this. So I tried getting a jump, and then I can't find what I did. The first one I am going to take is I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings plus 6.5 points at the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know that Minnesota can win this game, but they showed me enough this week to make me realize that 6.5 points, I think they can make that work. So I'm going to go with Minnesota Vikings 6.5 plus 6.5 at the Cowboys.
I can't even find this. I don't even know if it's real.
Okay.
It is. There it is. It's
the
real.
Sunday night game.
Okay. Wow, really going with the Vikings, huh?
I am. They showed me enough this week to make me realize that that's possible.
Yeah. Did they show it? They showed it to you. Did they whip it out?
Fun fact, I think they said since 1950, the Vikings are the first team to score 0 points and get shut out, and then the following week shut someone else out.
Geez, this is almost just a straight up pick 'em. I'm gonna take the home team in a big game in the AFC East. I'm gonna take the Patriots plus 1.5 at home against Buffalo.
Yeah, that's it's interesting. Now, a lot of our Western New York fans will not be happy with that.
They will not.
The Bills need that win to even have
Josh
a hope
Allen is hilarious.
of
Just not
of
a winner.
getting did you say he's not a winner?
I mean, he is like in the scope of humanity. Yeah.
Wow.
Just I'm trying to.
You're saying that Drake May
Yeah.
is better than Josh Allen, is what you just said. You're saying Drake May is a
Obviously.
winner and Josh Allen is not. All right.
I'm saying it. Everybody's saying it. Sports Illustrated says it.
All right, Becky. So I am gonna go with the team that's saying you just got to be a nice little sneaky Pete, and I think this is underestimating them. I'm gonna go the Carolina Panthers minus 2.5 points.
I was gonna do that one.
At the New Orleans Saints. I think that's very rude to the Panthers.
I know. That's a good one. I cannot take the other side because that's the side I was going to lean on. All right. Screwed me over there. Okay. Wow. The Colts are 12.5 point underdogs at Seattle now with no Dan. I didn't know Daniel Jones was worth like 9 points. I guess he is.
I don't know how a team can be 8-1 and then 4 weeks later they're a 12.5 point underdog.
Yeah. Wow, what a slate. The Giants have the gall of being favorite. 2.5 over Washington.
Washington has been pretty surprisingly shitty lately.
I don't like a lot of the rest of these lines. They're too close. Give me the Thursday. Let's do Tampa Bay 5.5 over Atlanta
Okay.
as the home team.
Okay. I am giving credit where credit is due. And I am going to say, you know what? Congratulations on their second win. The Tennessee Titans thwarting the Cleveland Browns by outscoring. This was a high-scoring game, which makes even less sense. But because it was a high-scoring game, I am more than happy to take the Tennessee Titans plus 12.5 at San Francisco. They'll lose, but
Wow.
maybe they'll lose by not that much.
That's not terrible. I can't take the other side of that, so I have to choose one of your bets. I'm going to take, even though they're probably technically eliminated, they're not going to give up. I'm going to take the Cowboys minus 6.5 against Minnesota. I don't
forced
believe.
bet.
I mean, I know they kind of whipped up this week on Washington, right?
Yeah. I believe in
31
J.J.
nothing, but-
McCarthy.
I did. So there you have it. It's coming down to it. 15, 16, 17. What do we got? 4 more weeks, including the
I'm
week coming up.
excited. I feel really good about these picks because I made them just before you signed on. So like I had these typed
Yeah,
out.
you
in a
prep
notepad.
more than I did, and it's
Yeah.
paying off. I can
It
tell.
is. It's paying dividends. Comment
All right,
below if
everybody.
you liked how much I prepped. Comment below.
Yeah, if you the best comment below for how much he prepped gets to have a tube of my used Aquaphor lip balm.
What? No
Dude,
longer
3
will
prizes,
your lips be
3
chapped.
prizes in one show.
Wow.
Happy 150, everybody. You deserve
Brought
it.
to you by Spectrum.
I'm in danger.
20 years faded like an old arcade screen. Man and Jet back where the stories began. taste of disorder. From pixel skies to the vinyl they spun, movies and memes under the same neon sun. Time hit pause, but the jokes never ended. Two old souls with the past still pretending. Strangely familiar